Hey guys, this is Mario from shockingfit.com, and in this video you're gonna learn the number one reason why good habits don't last. So quite an interesting topic, and I had a lot of fun researching it as well, and putting out some stuff together for you guys so you can also get a little bit of this kind of habit wisdom your way. And if you noticed a little bit of a change of scenery, I'm here in a new Airbnb in Spain. The upload speed is still not any better than the last one. Actually having a lot of difficulties finding a good place to upload videos from, and these uploads take hours and sometimes like 10, 12 hours to upload and to process, which is fucking crazy. So on topic, why is this important? Well, there's a interesting kind of line that I just read recently, was that 9 out of 10 patients who go through bypass surgery, for like heart bypass surgery, uh, don't manage to change their habits. So even if your life is at stake, you won't manage to change your habits. Like, it's incredible, right? How hard it is to adopt a healthy lifestyle, how hard it is to develop these good habits and actually make them last. And I've noticed this myself on my own skin. I mean, I try to meditate. I think the furthest I've gone was like 6 months, and then I just fall off track. And one other interesting habit that I try to build up was my pre-sleep ritual. So like stretching, going to bed like 30 minutes before shutting down electronics, and kind of making up my own ritual. And I managed to do it for a couple of months, but then I fell off. And it just at the moment when I think that I have it, you have it. Okay, I have this habit nailed down. I have it. It's good. It's in part of my life. Then you fall off. It's super frustrating. It can be incredibly frustrating. And I'm sure you experience as well at some point that even despite the fact that you have the habit nailed down, it's kind of part of your routine, you still manage to fall off somehow. And I notice this a lot with my clients, especially those who are just starting out to exercise. And what is the deal here? What does the research kind of say? Well, according to a study that they did actually in 2014 at Duke University, they actually tested, I think, 154 people when they tried to solve a puzzle. So the people who actually enjoyed solving the puzzle had the best results, stick with it much longer. And a funny note on this was that after the puzzle, they actually gave them a grip strengthening kind of thing to check how long they can hold. And the people who enjoyed the activity actually managed to hold it for a lot longer. So they were stronger and less fatigued as well. And the study was actually related to burnout during work. So what they tested is that people who enjoy what they're doing, will they burn out as same as if you don't enjoy the work you're doing? And they actually found some really massive amount of evidence to support that if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're very likely to burn out. So if you don't manage to find enjoyment in the task that you're doing. So that, going back to habits, the reality is, when I kind of thought about it, is that I didn't really enjoy meditating. I was kind of forcing myself. Even after 5, 6 months, I was like, oh fuck, I need to meditate. It's like a pain in the ass, right? I didn't find enjoyment in it. And that was the main thing I kind of identified as well with my own life, is that if you don't really find the enjoyment in the thing, it won't last. No matter how long you can kind of keep it a part of your routine, maybe you have massive amounts of willpower and you can really focus on it. But then again, you will just drop it. Eventually it will drop. And the reason is simply because we humans, we don't like to do things that we don't enjoy. It's simple. If you can't find joy into something, it's probably not going to be a part of your life. Unless, you're really forced into it. That's why I see a lot of people working jobs they really fucking hate because they need the money to survive. That's the only way you can kind of make yourself do something that you don't like. And even then, you need to find some sort of enjoyment in it, or you're just gonna be miserable and massively unhappy. So the bottom line is, we need to make things enjoyable, and that's the only way to stick with things. But how do we do that? The question is, like, the $1 million question is, how do you make something enjoyable? And one interesting example is that I think we expect too much of ourselves, right? When I did that meditation thing, when I failed, I actually had a lot of self-imposed expectations. So I was expecting, hey, I'm going to meditate 20 minutes a day, and if I don't, the alternative in my head was like, oh, I failed. I'm a failure, right? And that's kind of the problem number one, right? We have a lot of expectations put on ourselves. So let's say I have an expectation, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times a week for 2 hours. And if I don't do that, I'm a failure in the gym. My whole workout plan is shit. And similar when it comes to a diet, right? If I eat one dessert, my whole diet is fucked up. So it's kind of that black and white or nothing thinking. So that's the first problem, right? Why we make things more enjoyable is because we have massive expectations. We put us to a very high standards. We put ourselves to extremely high standards that are not really sustainable. If you think about it, nobody can really guarantee that you're gonna show up 2 hours every time to the gym 5 times a week. I mean, it's really difficult. If it happens, it's cool, but I mean, let's be real here. So that's the first reason. The second reason I think is we make things too complicated, right? Because we make things so complicated, we take on so many things at once that instantly makes all the things that we're doing less enjoyable. So we kind of have to cut out some of the things, right? If that makes sense to you. So if I start 5 habits, I will have so much stress generated by just the sheer amount of stuff that is in my daily routine that I won't be able to enjoy any one of these things. And I will just, in the end, feel like I'm just going through the motion and I will not enjoy it. And then something will have to drop off. And usually the latest one, then the one that it's like the least enjoyable usually drops off. And that's something I've noticed a lot with myself. And the thing is, what can we do to make things more enjoyable? Well, simply reverse engineer what I just mentioned, right? We want to do something called the minimal enjoyable action, right? That's the first thing. So the minimal enjoyable action. So that means that you want to break down a thing into something that you can do that's a very minimal amount that you will enjoy, right? If it's going to the gym, let's say you hate doing squats, let's say you hate doing deadlifts and you really don't enjoy them. I mean, why not try with something more simpler? Why not try some kind of form of regression, like not do barbell squats, do goblet squats. If you don't do that, do some leg pressing. But make sure to master that consistency with doing the simple stuff before you can advance to more complicated stuff. Because when you guys try to start up a workout plan and they take a plan from me or they take a plan from other guys like Brandon Carter or someone else who's like make a really complex plan, you're starting a plan of someone who went through that progression of building it slowly up, and then you're going to the very end result and you're taking that, and when you try to fit that into your current life where you don't have that progression with that incremental increase of difficulty, then that becomes a problem because you can't take on a habit of 20 minutes of meditation immediately. And when someone asks me, how do you start meditating? Well, look, 2 minutes every day for 6 months. Very simple. It's so simple that you can't say no to it. It has to be so easy that it's like a shame to say no to it. And that's how I managed to do my meditation. So I said, okay, screw the 20 minutes. Let me just do 2 minutes. And then I did 2 minutes for about 3 months. And then I slowly increased to 3 minutes to 4 minutes to 5 minutes. And then eventually I actually managed to adopt about 8 minutes. And I'm really happy about it. And I'm enjoying it. And I feel like if I try to increase that 8 minutes to 10 minutes, I'm going to start hating it because it's going to be too much. There's a limit for each habit that you're doing, like a limit of kind of enjoyment, like a benefit cost analysis that's going on in your head. So if that enjoyment is not more than kind of that discomfort that you're doing it, you're probably not going to be able to stick with it. Same with gym. If the 4 or 5 days a week plan is making me miserable, why not try a 3 days a week plan? I've done it myself. I'm not any different than anybody else watching this video, or you guys who, I don't know, someone might have struggled with gym for years. The point is, make it as simple as possible. Understand these concepts of very difficulty and don't try to adopt someone's habit or someone who had already invested years and months into building that momentum and slowly incrementing, and then you try to put on yourself. And in your context of your life, that might be almost impossible to put in because you have so many other things going on. And it's also really about kind of becoming a little bit of a minimalistic person, because it's better to have 5 quality habits then 15 habits you're kind of starting and stopping nonstop. If that makes sense to you. If you're trying to adopt like 15 habits, I tried many different things at once, like journal, like I don't know, stare in the sun every day for like 5 minutes, like meditate in the morning, in the afternoon. I tried all sorts of different things, like do a daily plank, daily push-ups, and 5 minute sit-ups every day. I tried all sorts, like meditation, different, like I even tried like standing on my head every day for 5 minutes. And I tried all these things at once, and writing a journal, tracking like billions of things, pre-planning my day ahead. Like I had like 15, 20 habits at once. And what in the end happened is that I couldn't do any of them. And I really had to be minimalist with myself and see, okay, these are my priorities, and then I want to build up these things. That's something that I would urge everybody, besides making it really simple, cut down the list of habits. Really cut it down and boil it down to the essential, and start building the core. And then after you build the core, then you can work on something more. So if you're struggling with like eating about a right amount of fiber, why not start eating with one vegetable and one piece of fruit every day, and do that for a week and see how that feels. If that feels really good, why not trying to increase that to two veggies and two pieces of fruit every day? I mean, that's the whole gist of it. Incrementally build up that success, right? You want to almost do something that is, the success is guaranteed, and that's going to make you feel better. You're going to enjoy it more because you're actually succeeding, and you're going to be able to stick with it. So I know I went a little bit off track on this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Wasn't really super structured as usual. I kind of like to ramble on a little bit as well, just to lay out some of the concepts that I've been thinking about in my head, and just coming up with cool stuff that I think that you guys might enjoy, and something I enjoy as well. So I hope you guys resonate with some of this self-development habit related topic. So if you find this helpful, definitely leave me a comment below what you think about the ideas I presented in this video. If something of this you can implement in your life, I would love to hear, and let me know how you're going to implement it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click subscribe below to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.